You sit down to watch a 2-hour movie, and 20 minutes in, your hand automatically reaches for your phone. Reading a book or even sitting quietly on a train suddenly feels almost impossible. It is easy to view this as a personal failure of willpower, but that urge to check your screen is an engineered response. Your nervous system has been hijacked. Short-form content platforms, the ones feeding you an endless stream of TikToks, Shorts, and Reels, are highly advanced behavioral modification machines. They are explicitly designed by thousands of scientists to manipulate human biology. Your prefrontal cortex governs the ability to resist immediate urges in favor of long-term goals. Every time you surrender your attention to a 15-second loop, you are bypassing this impulse control circuit. By repeatedly failing to engage this pathway, the neural density of the prefrontal cortex begins to thin, making it physically harder to maintain focus or resist the next distraction. Our daily screen habits are physically reshaping our cognitive architecture, resulting in a measurable erosion of the brain's executive function. To understand how this works, we have to look at dopamine. Often called the happiness chemical, dopamine is actually the chemical of motivation and craving. It drives you to seek things out. From an evolutionary perspective, your brain released dopamine to keep you alive. It provided a chemical reward for crucial survival actions, like locating a source of high-calorie food or winning a difficult, dangerous fight. That system developed over tens of thousands of years. Today, we are trying to navigate the 2024 digital landscape using a 100,000-year-old biological processor. Tech algorithms exploit this exact mismatch. They isolate the pathways meant to guide human survival and redirect them toward keeping your eyes glued to a screen. Your brain is functioning exactly as it was designed to. It is simply trapped in an artificial environment built to farm its deepest survival instincts. The specific psychological mechanism keeping you trapped in that environment is something called a variable reward schedule. The power of this schedule lies in unpredictability. When you swipe up on your phone, you never know if the next video will be funny, boring, or enraging. That uncertainty forces you to keep scrolling to find out, locking you into an endless loop of anticipation. It is the exact same psychological engineering that powers a casino slot machine. The pull of the lever and the flick of the thumb deliver the identical hit of anticipation. Your social media feed accelerates this logic, delivering a dopamine drip every few seconds. Because the brain rewires based on usage, this relentless fire hose of stimuli forces it on the defensive to build a tolerance. To protect itself from overstimulation, it physically downregulates your dopamine receptors across the entire brain. Because your stimulation baseline is now artificially elevated, a walk outside, a conversation with a friend, or studying for a test suddenly feel agonizingly slow and boring. Normal life cannot compete with the massive spikes your brain is now addicted to. By capturing your attention so relentlessly, the algorithm physically raises your biological threshold for joy, leaving everyday reality feeling dull and empty. When we aren't focused on an external task or staring at a screen, our brain enters a state called the default mode network. This is the background processing system where we solve complex problems, synthesize memories, and engage in self-reflection. By filling every quiet second with digital input, we effectively silence this network before it can even turn on. This silence highlights the true value of boredom. Far from being an empty, negative state, boredom is the essential biological birthplace for complex problem-solving and self-reflection. By reaching for a screen the second our minds wander, we eliminate the periods of rest required for original thought. We are systematically trading human creativity for instant gratification. However, the same neuroplasticity that allowed the brain to build this tolerance can also be used to dismantle it. While the erosion of focus is significant, the brain remains capable of healing and rebuilding its density through a process of restoration. Reversing it requires a protocol called dopamine fasting. This means intentionally stepping away from algorithmic feeds for 30 days and forcing yourself to endure the initial uncomfortable withdrawal of boredom. During this time, your brain's receptors are starved of artificial spikes. Slowly, they open back up, resetting to their natural evolutionary baseline. Treating your screen as a passive tool is a mistake. It is an active behavioral modifier. Reclaiming your mind requires recognizing it as one, and consciously choosing to step away so you can restore your capacity for deep, meaningful thought.